Hey guys, welcome back to Bearded Lumber. Matthew and I appreciate you watching. We're standing out here in front of our big wood Mizer kiln. Got something special today. It's kind of part two of a three-part video. So hang on, we'll be right back and talk about it. Okay guys, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're on the second part of a three-part video. First part, I don't remember the title of it.
We were sawing a big pile of pine for a customer.
Yeah, we saw some pine, yellow pine, forest pine for a customer, gonna turn into tongue and groove. Well, this is the second part. We're gonna run it through the kiln. We actually have 3 bundles in the kiln. We started without you. We run them right after we got back from Florida. Now, this wood had aged a month. We cut it a month ahead, so being pine had lost a lot of moisture. We put it in on Monday, turned it on at 11:30. Friday night, when I checked it, it was done. It had completely dried. So I turned the compressor off, turned the heat up to 145 degrees. Friday morning, it was Friday morning. Friday evening when we quit, I checked it and it was already up to 145. It run all through the night. This morning, Saturday morning, come down here, I slept in a little bit, it was 9:30, and turned it off, opened the door, let it start cooling down. Now it's the afternoon, and we're gonna pull it out. Now this run, like I say, it started Monday at basically noon. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday morning, it's done. Makes a huge difference if you got time to air dry. We don't always have time. We're gonna pull this out, and we've got 2 more stacks for that customer, and we got 1 stack of inventory that we're gonna run for ourselves to kind of fill the box up. And I expect putting this in today, probably Wednesday morning, Wednesday night, it should be done, and then we'll sterilize it. It should be coming out of the kiln Thursday, Friday next week. That's a win, because we got another video coming up. We got about 5,000 feet of oak that's going in this big box. Whew. And if you can see, Matthew and I are dirty. We've been sawing red oak all day, but that's for another video. Let's get into here. We're gonna get our box opened up and get these out. Excessive. Okay, we got all our blocking out. Now we got to take our probes out of the wood. Now this stack's ready to move out. I got to set down here as well. Okay. These probes are numbered. Well, I got in my hands number 1. I like to write down where this probe's at, so that if it's giving me some kind of weird reading or whatever, I can come in here and look where probe 4 is. sometimes you may need to move it in another board. It happens, but it normally works flawlessly, no complaints. So it's hot in here. It was 145 4 or 5 hours ago, and I think it's still 95 degrees in here. It's hot. So we're gonna get this done and get ready to load up the next batch coming in. Okay guys, we got the bottom two stacks in, got the third one here. You can see I blowed it off with a leaf blower, tried to keep as much dust out of here as possible. You know, less dust goes through the filter, less I got to clean. Now, we're putting our probes in. Matthew's over here working on one for the bottom stack. I'm gonna go ahead and do this top one while it's low to the ground. Wood Mizer in their manual or now, they recommend a minimum of 20 inches from the end of the board, 1.25 inches apart, center spaced on your board. Now these are 1x4s, so there's not a whole lot of board there to start with, but it's 4.5, so half's 2.5, and then
2.25 is half of it.
Yeah, so 3/4 there. What now?
Half of 4.5 is 2.25.
2.25. Yeah, Matthew's he's sharper on the math today. 2.25. And half of 1.25 inches is
5/8.
5/8. So 5/8 on that side of the tape. 5/8 on that side of the tape. If we put our little probes in there, they're exactly 1.25 inches apart. Now the reason that is important is that probe is reading the resistance between these two pins. So they need to be set a known distance apart, not 2 inches and not, you know, together. So they need to be 1.25 inches apart, because those, like I say, they're just reading the resistance between these two probes.
The width of the pin makes a difference as well.
Yes. Now, if we're doing 3/4 inch stuff, so we're using the short pins. Now, if you're doing 2 inch stuff, I've got longer pins you're supposed to use so that you get a deeper reading. But mostly we do 1 inch stuff, 5/8, and these are adequate. And I found you don't want to strip these out. They need to be tight in the wood. So if you run it down and just strip the hole out, go ahead and move it, put it in another place, because you're interfering with it reading its resistance. And like I say, the probes need to go in parallel to one another, not, you know, the ends don't need to be pointing together or pointing away, just parallel with the length of the board. And that's all there is to it. That easy. We'll get it set up here, and I'll plug the wires into it. Here, Matthew's got 3 different lengths of probes we use. Actually got,
there's 3 different lengths.
Yep, 3 different lengths. So
Inch, 2 inch, and I think that's 4 inch.
Yeah. Part of the game you got to play doing it. Nothing you can't figure out, just takes time. Like always, guys, if you got any questions on this, you know, just leave them in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer. There's a lot of good stuff here on drying wood, best practices. It's like anything else you do. You read the book, you watch others, try to figure out how to get started, and then you do it and continue to do it and learn best practices that work for you. My kiln won't work like your kiln won't work like mine. There's so many variables, box size, insulation, humidity, you know, what part of the world you're in, different things. Everything is variable, so take these videos as a starting point. I keep a logbook of every run, day by day, twice a day, of where I'm at, where I'm headed, and I can review those if I need to. So enough talking, let's get to work. We gotta get this done. It's getting late in the day.
You can't have to tell where forks are at on that thing.
Okay, guys, we got it loaded, got the doors closed. Matthew's filled up our water bottle, trimming off the wick, putting the first piece of wick. We got all our probes in. Last thing to do is turn our kiln on and set the parameters. It's down here where you can see. Now, it takes a second for it to initialize. First thing we'll do is go through and do our configuration. Probes 1's on, 2's on, 3's off because we're not using it, 4's on. Dry bulb temperature, I will start at 100. Wet bulb, 75. Final moisture at 10%. So, and wood group 1. Now this is properly configured. We want to turn the compressor on and turn the heat on. I'm not worried about running the vent right now because it's winter time and I don't have a problem with over temperature, and we don't have a humidification system. So this is ready to run. I'm gonna write some stuff down. When we started, we turned it on at 4:45 p.m. on a Saturday. And this is March the 1st for us. Years moving by. Now I want to record the initial. Well, I'm gonna record what I got it set to. It's set to 110 degrees dry bulb. Excuse me, 100 degrees, and 75 degrees wet bulb. And then I'm gonna record what it's actually telling me it's at, which is amazing. 14.1%. 14.1% regular moisture. Now that may go up just a little bit as it starts to warm up, and then I want to record what my probes tell me they're reading right now, just for future reference. So probe 1's 15, 2's 13, and 4 is 14. 13, 14. And that's it. I'll let it run till Sunday morning about 8:30, 9 o'clock. I'll come down here and check it. It'll be up to temperature by then. It should be pulling water out by then, and we'll monitor it. Now, this is, what do we normally average? 35, 40% moisture on pine when we put it in?
If it's really green, 50.
Yeah, sometimes we'll get upwards of 50% moisture. And if you want to know, go back here in our little black book. Let me get back over here a couple runs before. Yeah, we put, yeah, that went in at 17%. Wasn't bad. It aged a little bit. Here's some white pine. It went in at 24.5. Here's a bunch of white oak that went in at 60. That took forever. That was a 40+ day run. Next batch went in at 45%. So none of that matters other than knowing how long it's going to take for this to run. This went in at 14%. Probably by Thursday, it's going to be coming out. It'll be done perfect like we want it. And that's the benefit of cutting it 4 or 5 weeks ahead and sit out there in the hot sun, the wind blowing up through the stack and evaporating it down from that 40 number to mid, 20s or even lower. It is beneficial if you can air dry your lumber, but I run a business and my business can't wait on stacks of lumber out there drying when I need to put them in here and get them drying. So our long-term goal is to run this batch, then we're going to load it up with roughly 5,000 feet of oak. And while that is running 40, 45 days, we're going to be sawing and sawing and sawing inventory for the next 4, 5, 6 kiln runs of pine, spruce, different things. Have them out there in the warm springtime sun, hopefully, evaporate some of that moisture, and they'll come and go through this kiln real quick. But sometimes you get caught, we got to run it green, and I don't care. We're gonna run it because after we get done running it, you know what happens? We get paid, and that's the most important part, is to keep the wheels turning. We got to get the wood out and get paid. What we're gonna do, kind of a daily update on this, show you where we're at. It'll be a quick video because, like I say, I don't think it'll run about 4.5, 5 days. So I'll come back in the morning and we'll give you an update. It'll be instantaneous for you, but it'll be 12, 17 hours for me. And I'll show you the difference from where we started right now with all these numbers I wrote down to where we'll be in the morning. So hang on, guys, we'll be right back. Okay, guys, welcome back. Sorry we missed our updates. You can tell we're in the kiln. It's turned off. It's been off 3 days. We've been waiting kind of get some oak ready to get back in here. And after 3 days, it's still kind of warm in here, especially on a cool morning. Like I say, sorry I didn't do the updates. We put this in on Saturday. Sunday morning, I had every intention of doing some updates, and I woke up with the roly-poly tummy and headache and everything goes along with it. I didn't get nothing filmed. It was a horrible day. what we was wanting to cover is how quick we thought this would dry for 2 reasons. One, it was a small load. We normally put 8-foot stacks in here, or 4 big 12-foot stacks of pine. And this run we had 2 12-foots and 1 8-foot. And this wood had dried, air dried, for
a month.
yeah, this one had air dried for 2 months, and this one had these two had air dried for over a month. And that makes a difference, guys, in kiln drying. Matthew and I don't normally have time to wait to let stuff air dry for a couple reasons. We're bumping right up against getting it in the kiln, space, constraints, different things. But this was highly unusual. We put it in, it was only at 14% moisture. And it was basically done Monday morning, from Saturday to Monday, and we sterilized it. You know, it goes quick when you got time to air dry this. That's why I tell people, if they want to take their wood home and air dry it for 6 months, a year, bring it back, I can run it through the kiln quickly, because it's already down to a pretty good number, and then I can drive out the rest of the water, dry it all the way to the heart, and then we can sterilize it. So it was a quick run, 2 days, 2.5 days. If we could one day we'll go upgrade this box with some forced air heat that comes from hot water, and we'll be able to spike the temperature a whole lot quicker than this wood Mizer unit can currently do it at. They have advancements for this. You can put external heaters on them to help get the temperature up quicker, but we haven't got there yet. Now, let's talk about what's in the floor. This is kind of immaterial to the whole video, but there's 5 or 6 logs here. There's another 8 or 10 over here in the corner. Now, this is another service we offer. This is for one of our good customers, Eric Moore. I actually just got off the phone with, and he gave me permission to tell you who he is and what he does. He is a world-renowned carver, and he's going to take these little short butt cuts of camphor wood, C-A-M-F-O-R, right? Camphor. I've never dealt with it. Apparently it can grow in the United States, but it's more of an Asian species. It smells like cinnamon. He says it's beautiful to work with, and he was in Florida and found it. Took chainsaw, whittled all the bark off of it, brought it to us, and we run it through the kiln. This will be 3rd cycle. Just tried to help speed up the drying process so he can go into a carving, whatever. But Matthew may throw a picture in of some of the stuff he's done. Man, it's gorgeous. If you check this guy out, don't message him about buying something. He sells all his stuff at shows. The easiest way to look at what he does is go on his social media page. Because like this morning, he's in Florida. I just talked to him, getting ready to start a show. And all the inventory he has available is in that show. And that's where it's going to be sold. But we'll link his Facebook page, Eric Moore. But anything else we're missing here, Matthew? Oh yeah, wood. How'd the wood turn out? Well, the wood turned out excellent. These were 1x13s, forest pine. This is my inventory to sell. I actually just listed it on Facebook Marketplace because I always have people wanting 1x12s for bee boxes, shelving, whatever. And I never have it because it's just inconvenient. So I run a batch. We'll see how it sells. If it does good, we'll do more. Here is the last 2 batches of the big pine order that we're mainly dealing with. The last bundle of 4.5s, got 135 of those, and we got 96.5s. Nothing here is unexpected. This was beautiful wood when we sawed it. Good straight grain pine, and it dried accordingly. I don't see a single end check, end crack. Board or 2 here on top might be just a little wonky, but that's the only thing. We won't know how straight it dried till we unbundle it and start to run it. But from what I can see, it looks perfect. Not every tree is created equal. They don't all cut good. They don't all dry good. But this did as expected, did very well. So, purpose of this video, we're going to get the doors open, get this stuff out of here, and try to wrap it up. don't forget to come back and watch the next one. We're going to run all this through the motor, and it's going to be some beautiful stuff. So we'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. Real world. Missed another outro on a video, so we're doing it a little bit late. Actually got sick at the end of it, and Matthew had to pick up slack for me and finish the kiln run. We put in the forest pine, Virginia pine, yellow pine mix for a customer that we were going to tongue and groove, V-groove, and it sat out here for what, 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. And you know, it wasn't hot sun, it's wintertime, but good breeze blowing on it. Well, that stuff went in dry. It was like 15, 16%. 2 days, it was down to our target number, and we sterilized it and got it out of there. Don't always happen that way. Sometimes it does. Like I say, we'd had a breezy month, and that pine had just given up all its moisture sitting out here. I agree, it's a lot better if you have time to air dry this stuff, but we don't always have time. We're in a goal to make money. We're taking customers' wood, turning it into a finished product, sending it home, and if we need to run it green, we're going to run it green. I don't care. It don't bother me. You know, the end goal is to keep the lights on for Bearded Lumber here, and sometimes we got to run it green. But the product turned out good. We got a video on running it, right? Yeah.
That's the out after this one.
Okay, next video probably be us running it. I've already done it. It turned out beautiful. You know, a little advanced. Don't forget to check out our new website, beardedlumbernc.com. We got hats for sale. Shout out to Matthew and Solomon doing our videos. Don't forget to check out Solomon's channel, Third Beard Fishing. He's been on a roll here lately. Even though we went fishing with him, it was a bad week. We didn't catch much of nothing. He's been on a roll here lately catching some nice stuff. As you all know by now, Matthew and I purchased a new sawmill. Big shout out to Joe Maine, Stacy Thompson from Wood Mizer, and Joe Whitley and Dylan Whitley from Wood Mizer, Carolinas, making it happen. This is not it. This is our 2014 LT35. We're down to the last 5-7 days running it. It'll probably be installed by the time you see this. We're waiting on our electrician. He come out this past week. Got a game plan together to get 3-phase power from our panel to an overhead carriage to our mill. So as soon as that's up and running, we'll pull this out and... Okay, sorry about that. GoPro kicked out, but we was talking about our overhead carriage for our electric. I've got that stuff ordered. That's my part. The electrical is his part. So as soon as we get that situated, we'll get this mill out, get our new one in, and I promise we'll take you along on the journey, because I'm gonna have to go from sawing on what I'm very familiar with to 2 joysticks, and I've read the manual and it went whoof right over my head. So we'll be real slow getting started, just like everybody else is when they get a new mill. I expect nobody to saw at the speed I do with the years of practice I got versus a brand new mill. But we'll take you along for the journey. I hope you enjoy it. We're super excited that we could add it to our business as far as we need the productivity, as well as the other doors it opens up to bigger, wider cuts, different things that we can't do with this mill, we can do with a more commercial mill. That's gonna do it. Thanks guys, appreciate you watching. We'll see you back at the mill.
Thank you for watching. Here's a video selection and a playlist suggestion. Click here to subscribe for more great content. We'll see you at the mill.